What's up, guys? It's VO here, and we're going to be talking about a very prominent character in Tower of God, Yuri Zahard. Yuri is a great granddaughter of High Urin, one of the 10 great family heads. And although her main lineage is the Ha family, her lineage is actually comprised of multiple direct descendants from the 10 great family heads, which would prove why she's so strong for actually her not being a direct descendant by herself. Yuri became a ranker within 200-300 years of climbing, and after becoming a ranker, she became a high ranker around 100 years later. Because of this, she was the only one in the last 500 years who were bestowed with one of the 13-month series, which would make her a chosen princess. Now, it's left kind of ambiguous here, but it's almost clearly shown at this moment that she is the youngest of all of the chosen princesses, even going so far that Machini calls her younger sister on a few occasions when they meet. Interestingly enough, Yuri's actually one of the more favored princesses. She's actually second to Adori, and this is due to the fact that during her time climbing the tower, she became very famous, and also her time as a ranker and reaching high ranker as fast as she did, she gained a lot of popularity and notoriety once she became one of the 13 chosen princesses. And then later on, currently in the series, we see her gain the Green April. We're introduced to Yuri at the beginning of part 1, where she had heard that an irregular had came into the tower. She immediately went down with Evan to Hedon's floor and had a dramatic meeting with Bam that we all know as the iconic moment where she kicked him in the face pretty much. We later go on to see Yuri give Bam the Black March, in which he uses to pass his first test and goes up to floor 2. Now, we don't actually see Yuri pop back up later until around the end of the floor test, which is floor 2, where she comes in to help the princesses while also taking back the Green April. And she also gets rid of Rin from Red, who she doesn't actually get rid of from herself because she would technically be going against Jihad. But she has somebody in her team basically, just smush him completely. Due to her interest in Bam, she tends to be a reoccurring character in the series. We are going to see her come up all throughout season 1, 2, and we haven't really got much of her currently for season 3, which is during the time that I'm taking this video. But Yuri is a very prominent character within the lore of the actual series and the tower itself. Now, Yuri's actual abilities in the series are pretty up there, being one of the top 500 rankers. She possesses an immense amount of strength, Shinsu control, Shinsu resistance, and weapons inside of her arms inventory. Now, that includes the Green April, the Black March, which currently is with Bam, and then Karunos, which is apparently an ignition weapon which once belonged to a high ranker who climbed the tower with Zahard and the 12 great warriors. Now, this high ranker apparently lost the weapon to Yuri, and Yuri gave the weapon to Yuri. Now, Kronos is an interesting ignition weapon because it's extremely powerful and it doesn't possess a wide range, so it's really hell-bent on precise destruction. And while Kronos can be used on all floors, it can only be used once a day. Now, in the fight with Karaka, Yuri actually claims that she is the master of the weapon, and as she commands it to ignite, we completely get to see Yuri destroy Karaka with this weapon, completely bust his inventories and his steel tree open. Now, the thing that makes this weapon so cool for me is the fact that it kind of reminds me of Gilgamesh's EA from Fate's Late Night. If any of you remember what Gilgamesh's EA looks like, it looks like a sword with a regular hilt, and then it has a circular blade, and it just looks freaking awesome. I would definitely consider Gilgamesh's EA to be one of my favorite weapons in anime, in general. I might just have to start doing videos on Fate's Late Night. But cutting away from that, Yuri is actually a very known character inside of the actual story of Tower of God, and a lot of things tend to revolve around her. While she's not actually a Wildlight Song member, she does have ties to Yurik and the rest of the rankers there because she was there when the actual tree was planted. Now, Yuri herself, while she is a Zahard princess, she tends to do things her own way and kind of follow her family line of being a Ha, where they just kind of do whatever the fuck they want in all reality, which is why she tends to constantly equate herself with irregulars, which is supposed to not be a thing that princesses do. But yeah, Yuri actually knows Yurik, and she has taken a liking and constantly has met up and helped out Bam. Now, one of the most interesting things is the fact that she was one of the few people to actually come face to face with Phantominium and survive. Now, while it said that Phantominium didn't actually harm her in any way, it does give us a clue to about how long ago all this happened, considering that Yuri is one of the youngest chosen princesses, and the time that they give us puts her probably around the age of less than 1,000 years old. So the Phantominium popping up in the tower along with Yurik showing up after the fact all happened within these past current 1,000 years, which would make sense to why people consider irregulars to be so dangerous and crazy, because this is a recent thing that's happened within the multiple of 10,000 years in the tower under Jihad's reign. But this is mostly all that we have regarding Yuri and everything that she's done so far up into the story. And as we get later on in the story, I'll probably make an update to this. But yeah, this is Viol, and I'll be making more of these videos and more characters. Leave a like and a comment below on what characters you want me to do, and I'll catch you guys later.